Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and recently Master Mode Floor 7 finally released and the Catacombs is done, thank God. But with that came a brand new weapon called the Dark Claymore. Now, I can't get into Master Mode Floor 7 myself because I'm sort of bad at the game. I'm not that great at Catacombs, but someone hit me up and they were like, hey, do you want to try out my sword? And I'm like, I'm not going to turn down the opportunity to test out a brand new weapon. So today we have the Dark Claymore in my inventory. This is a very cool weapon. So if you're looking forward to this video or if you enjoyed it all, I'd really appreciate a like or a subscription. It's free and you can always undo it later. So let's get into the video. So let's first look at the stats. If we look at this, the base stats are going to be 50 damage and 100 strength. That's just a better giant sword. Giant sword is 500 damage with no strength. This is 500 damage with 100 strength. And this thing is going to have a swing range of 5. That is very interesting. A swing range of 5 is going to mean that you're able to hit from further away. And the reason it has that swing range is because it's not just a normal sword, it's a long sword. Now, to see the effects of the long sword, you know, typically, if I'm trying to hit with a normal weapon, I can't hit from right here. Oh no, the guy's so far away. Just dome him from this far away with this weapon. And if you have a keen eye, you'll notice that the hit delay on this enemy is like non-existent, and that is something very interesting that I got told about with the longsword part of this, because it is not making the normal hit delay as far as I can tell. I'm able to hit this thing as many times as I want in a second, and that is purely limited by my clicking from what I've heard. So this weapon might be a bane of the admin's existence for auto clickers or something like that, but if you aren't auto clicking, it's still going to be better than a normal sword because you're able to attack more times in a second since it's not doing the vanilla hit. I don't know if this range is that insane or if you getting used to it is going to hurt you with other melee weapons, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. One other thing about the sword that is interesting is as of this current moment, you can't dungeon it. You can't make it a Catacombs weapon. And that's kind of weird since it comes from Master Mode Floor 7. Feels like you should be able to Catacombs it. I don't know. But right now you can't put any stars on it, so it is only usable outside of dungeons. In practice, I'm finding that this is actually a really weird weapon for using offensively, at least to get used to in my eyes, because it is such a minimal increase in the range that it's going to make it a tiny bit weird to be aggressive with it. But you can see I am able to attack them from further, and I mean, if I just run up to them clicking, I will end up killing them, but you're not able to just run around as fast while you're doing that. I think once I get more used to it, it's probably better offensively, but I can definitely tell that it would be really good as like a kite weapon if you were just running around with an enemy right next to you. So that is something about it. Oh, here comes my boss. Yeah, you know, it's like a giant sword. It's really good. I can't really say too much about, because like the stuff that I can do with this thing is kind of limited, because if you're doing Enderman Slayer, I don't know if this thing will be the play, because, you know, Atom Flick Katana exists, and doing Rev Slayer, it just feels like overkill. But I mean, I can shred through any boss I want to with it because of the no hit delay thing, and it is pretty cool to just like be able to back away from an enemy and hit them from this far away with like a micro mage beam almost. One thing that is super weird with this weapon that I'm finding a difficulty in testing with is that the attack speed seems to be different based on if you're using the old haste system, like pre-Dwarven Mines, or if the island is updated to the post-Dwarven haste system. Because on something like the hub, you're going to see that my attacks are super fast. You're going to see that they're coming out quick, and they can, if I'm just clicking, it's going to be swinging my sword very, very fast. But if I go to something like the end, which is updated to the newer mining system, you're going to see that my attacks come out sluggishly, and I think that this is affecting its actual damage ability. I can't tell though. I really can't, because it seems like I also can hit super fast sometimes. I'm just so confused right now as to if it is actually affecting the damage or if it's not. Like, this guy, It just gets knocked back too fast. I can't test it on a static dummy like I can on my private island, but it seems like it's slower, and it seems like it's getting affected by that. It's just an awkward weapon if it is getting affected by that, especially since like every new island is updated to the post-Dwarven's mining thing. So in conclusion, I'm not 100% sure. From my testing, I don't think it is getting affected by the haste thing. Like I was doing a bit more off camera, and it seems like it's doing fine. And if it is doing fine in that regard, then it's probably a very good weapon because it is ignoring the hit cap and it is allowing you to deal a lot of DPS. But I still think it's kind of an awkward weapon. Doesn't have an ability. The range is weird to get used to. I think that one you can get over, but it's still worse than Emerald Blade when it comes to damage. And I think with a lot of weapons, you can look at it as a case of, okay, Emerald Blade requires you to have X amount of coins. It requires you to have like 1 billion plus coins in your inventory. So you would expect it to be better. But this thing's from M7. It's from a very, very difficult thing that even Kata 50s were struggling with today. And obviously people are getting through it a little bit faster now, but those people are maxed out players and they're getting a weapon that on a per hit basis is still going to be worse than Emerald Blade and could be better DPS wise, but we have no idea if the admins intended for this thing to actually beat out the immunity frames that enemies typically have. We have no idea if they want it to be like that or if they want it to be a nice slow attacking thing with a little bit more range. I don't know what's in their head. I don't know if they want it to actually not be dungeonable. I have no idea what's going on in that regard. So it could be a great weapon. It could absolutely be the DPS king because of you being able to click at like 20 clicks per second and absolutely smoke things. But if you're not clicking fast and you're not really fighting anything at a range where you need to be walking away from them, this thing is pretty overhyped for the amount of work you're gonna have to put in for it. So let me know down below what you guys think. I definitely still have a lot of things to learn about this weapon, and I'd still have to master it a bit, but I can't just borrow this guy's weapon forever. Thanks once again to Abor for letting me borrow this. He just randomly hit me up and was like, yo, you want to test this? And I thought, I'm not gonna deny time testing a new OP weapon, but I can't test it forever, so I don't know for sure if it is poggers or if it's getting affected by that haste thing. If it is, it's bad. If it isn't, it's great. So it's one of those for sure. Sorry I couldn't give you a 100% definitive answer, but let me know down below what you guys think. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.